Good evening. My name is a pizza. They call me a pizza because I get a piece of news from here, a piece of news from there, a piece of news from everywhere, piece it all together, and then I give you a piece of my mind. Some of you are familiar with the boxing, sports, and community. To the tune where from the early 1900s, and you had the black boxers that were just unstoppable, to the tune where the white man of America decided that we needed some white man somewhere to shut these colored boxers down, these black boxers down. And so from Joe Louis to Sonny Liston to Cassius Clay, who became Muhammad Ali, the white man looked for what they call the Great White Hope. And we've seen the movies that depicted that, you know, in the Rocky series, looking for the Great White Hope. Today, Mitch McConnell desires to be the Great White Hope. I watch Joe Scarborough occasionally. He's the host of Morning Joe on MSNBC. And like I have referenced him in the past, he can make a lot of sense, say some things that are rational, and then turn around and just say the dumbest things. Right now he's on his, I want to say intellectual side, where he makes a little bit of sense. And what he said recently was that not only did the Republicans not have an agenda, the Democrats didn't either. The Republicans pretty much ran on hate Obama, and the Democrats ran on with, I wish you! We get that. But the election is over, and there is work to be done. Now, we've heard a whole lot about the immigration reform bill that was passed bipartisan by the Senate, waiting on it to be voted on and passed by the House, which is not going to happen. And you got to ask yourself, why? I can recall thinking to myself after the 2014 elections, how in the world does a person vote for an increase in minimum wage and then turn around and vote for the person who is against minimum wage, which was the Republican? There are three possible answers to that. Number one is we're looking at rigged elections, electronic machines. If Home Depot, Target, Walmart, whoever can be hacked because of their software, there's no reason for me to believe or have any trust in our voting machines. Number two is that if you believe that we are now a global economy, then that means, according to the Supreme Court with Chief Justice Roberts at its helm, that means that corporations are people. And if we are a global economy consisting of global corporations, that means simply that our elections are ran by global folks, not necessarily the Americans of the United States of America. And we need to do something about that. Your voice in our government should never depend upon your bank accounts. That was not what the founding fathers started this country on. It was not. Somebody needs to show in the Constitution of the United States of America where it says that corporations are people. And if corporations are people, then that means money has a voice. That's the wrong answer. I listened to the interview of President Obama on Sunday on the show Face the Nation, where he was talking about the shellacking of the Democratic senators or Democratic candidates for this past 2014 midterm election. And he said, well, the buck stops here. Okay, they failed, I take full responsibility. I expect him to say that because he's just that kind of leader. He really is. When he knows full damn well he was not at fault. You can't make people want to have you around. You can't make people invite you to help them. It's just like you raising your kids. You can give them all the advice, all the guidance, all the instruction that you could possibly give them. But at the end of the day, it is left up to them to choose how they wish to move forward. Well, the Democrats, the white Democrats, chose to run aside, separated from President Barack Obama, and they lost. So, here we come with the great white hope, Mitch McConnell. Well, Mitch, just like all the previous, quote, great white hopes in American history that went down, you need to get ready to go down because you're going down, mister. Nothing that you propose needs to go anywhere. You see, a lesson is not learned unless you experience that which you are so much against. I am so for, before you try to tell somebody how to walk in their shoes, walk in their shoes. And that's what I'm saying to Mitch McConnell. You thought that it was cute. You thought it was a good thing to do to mess up this government of the country. And yes, that rests on your head and your head alone. To be an obstructionist. You were going to do everything in your might to make President Barack Obama a one-term president. But you were unsuccessful. And your failure is not over. Because rest assured that the ignorant wildcat that you have in the Senate, the Ted Cruzes of the world, we've got Joni Ernst. So we've got these newly elected right extremists, Tea Party folks, now in your party. You can't be the great white hope. You do not have the power to be the great white hope. You see, I believe, Mitch McConnell, in what goes around comes around. And I am all for the Democrats supporting Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi. We have got to have some folks that's going to stand up for us. Yes, I would like to see Hillary Clinton run for president in 2016. Yes, I would like to see Elizabeth Warren. But I have to say that when I compare the two women to Ethel Merkel of Germany, I have to give it to Hillary hands down. Elizabeth Warren, as downhearted, as good as she does not come off as being presidential. The same as you white men look at Chris Christie's fat ass and say, no, he don't look presidential. You're absolutely right. He is not your great white hope. He's not. He needs help. Chris needs help. But then neither is John Kasich. Neither is Scott Walker. They're not your hope either. But America is getting ready to rise up. You're getting ready to see a coming together of people of color. African Americans, Latinos, Asians, and Native Americans. Because see, it was the Native Americans, Mr. White Man, that you took and stole this country from, and you acted just like ISIS, actually. and raped and infected the land. Peace out.